All right, Venom opening this game aggressively. So he's gonna eat his opponent, I guess. And following it up with a cap. All right, ladies and gentlemen, spawning in the top right corner of the map for the clan EST, it's gonna be LuckyGnom. Venom has a good sense of humor. Give it to him. His opponent in the lower left, the clan KSN, he's yellow, he's Protoss, and he's a little bit worried. It's Venom. Currently trailing behind 1-0 in this best of 3 semifinals. We'll see who goes on to fight against Beastie in the grand finals. 6 pools. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen that photo, by the way, you absolutely must. Beastie lagging out a little bit here. Alright, Beastie, by the way, guys, before anyone again flips their shit, why he's decided to observe these games. When you're a player who advances early in a tournament, they turn on streams anyways. So the players are like, why not? You can come observe, who cares? It's not a big deal. So it's not like he's cheating by being here. It's not like he's like, oh man, I'm gonna get all the inside information on LuckyGnom for my TVT. Because right now, if LuckyGnom wins 2-0, Beastie hasn't actually learned anything from him in this game, other than like, he's willing to play smart and, I guess, strong. Anyways, unfortunately, Beastie looks like he will lag out. Hopefully his internet gets fixed before the finals, though, because, of course, we need him to fight the final fights. For now, though, he will be dropped, and see him shortly. Wow, spoilers! Spoilers! No one can see me type that. No, I love the combat animations. Like, honestly, there's been no single thing that's really captivated me nearly as much as they have. Good night, Jokaz. Thanks for stopping by, man. Have a good night, my friend. I will think of you always with my booby mouse pad. Anyways, I wouldn't be surprised to see LuckyGnom go with that sort of mech build again. It's a very stable way to play this game, and quite frankly, versus Protoss players who may or may not know what they're doing, as Venom did message me between the series, basically said, I'm kind of newbie, you have any suggestions? And I couldn't really chip in my 2 cents. It's not my place when they're playing competitively, but you know, it's very common to see Dragoon openers in just about every matchup TVP. Whether they win you the game or not, that's entirely up to the Terran player, but you can certainly get aggressive. 100% absolutely. Not getting stuck on that tier 1 tech, though, was something that looks like Venom tried to adapt to. I mean, Stalkers, it's weird to consider. You can build them earlier on, but they're not that good, so wait until that tier 3 with warp tech. I mean, it's... I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Like, I applaud him for trying to go for different units, but pulling way too much to kill this SCV.
First blood.
I'm not sure that was really worth it, but to Venom, it certainly was. All caps lock and a happy face. Very glad he killed that SCV. Back at the other side of the map, though. Wait, 75 research lost. What? Did LuckyGnom cancel a building or something? What the fuck is... Where'd the 25 extra come from? Okay. Anyways, Stargate opening here out of Venom. We've seen the Sentinel be used to pretty fun effect throughout today. We didn't get to see a whole lot of it, but it can certainly be effective if utilized correctly. If LuckyGnom goes for quicker tanks, if he doesn't have a huge Marine count, dealing with a Sentinel actually becomes an impossibility. The problem is there's not a lot of extra damage that gets out of this Stargate. Like, you're not going to be going for carriers anytime soon. You're not going to have the Arbiter. It's way too expensive and late techie. Corsairs, of course, can't shoot ground, and I don't believe they have the disruption web ability. I'm pretty sure they don't. So, Sentinel's really the only option here for an opening. Rip the Scout. Although, let's be honest, guys, the Scout was kind of a garbage unit. Its air-to-air attack was fantastic, but beyond that, it was like, whatever. Only the Koreans with the greatest micro could get any use out of them. But Siege Tank and Siege Mode will be out here shortly. So if this was Dragoons knocking at his front door, quite frankly, LuckyGnom would be able to defend against this very easily. And the overcharge coming down once again. So that's what it looks like. It looks like you're calling down supply depots, but in fact it's a Chrono Boost-like ability that Terran players have. Meanwhile, Nexus coming down for Venom's only just gotten started. He's not exactly super far ahead, but LuckyGnom's not going to be taking a natural base just yet. In fact, looks like he wants to push out a bit, getting quite aggressive. I don't know that I like this. I mean, so with the Sentinels out, Null Ward's going to be hard to utilize. Marines attack so quickly, they will DPS those Null Wards down before they get to go off. But if they get to go off, if by some weird chance he gets to put off a Null Ward, oh god, nope. That's game right there. 3 Dragoons isn't going to hold this. 5 Dragoons isn't going to hold this. Another Sentinel on the way. Maybe it's not quite game right there, but it's a terrible way to lead this. And LuckyGnom is in such a good spot to just push. Now, actually, I take this back a little bit. Separating himself up for a counterattack, being able to attack from 2 different angles. This is actually a big deal. This will keep Venom alive a little bit longer than I think LuckyGnom would have anticipated. Coming in with a siege mode, tanks are going to get focus fire down. It's just Marines afterwards, and the Dragoons do have the Singularity Charge upgrade, so they are... No, they don't! Oh, he's not gone for Singularity Charge! What? Why would you ignore this? I mean, Dragoons still have the same range as the Marines without it, but I don't understand this choice. Focuses on that Null Ward immediately. Marines are just dying here slowly but surely, but Venom taking a lot more damage from this attack than I think necessary. If he had that Singularity... Okay, I understand skipping it for the gas count, right? But look at the gas count of Venom. He's got more than enough to research it long ago. I'm really, truly shocked he didn't. Because that's the difference of him losing nothing compared to losing a couple units there. But okay, not bad. Venom with 0 APM. Asking for a pause. I'm assuming his mouse is malfunctioning or something. If you guys are unfamiliar with the game height overlay... Oh, sorry, one sec. Oh, I hate yawning on stream. I always get worried people think I'm bored. I'm just really tired. Not getting proper sleep lately. Anyways, bottom right displays APM in the furthest bottom right. There's the resources lost. The gas and the mineral are the income amounts per minute, I believe. Not the actual physical, like they don't have 800 minerals right now. I need to destroy my friend who's calling me on Skype. What? Mom! I'm playing StarCraft right now! Don't call me on Skype! Okay. Looks like he's got his thing sorted.
Game resumed.
What the heck is a Sentinel? Asks Merzbaum. It's a unit very unique and specific to STARBOW only. It's an air unit that fills the role of an Oracle as far as utility goes, but also has the potential of damage. Not quite as much as an Oracle, of course, but... Whoa! We got the Fleet Beacon on the way! Will we see the Arbiter Tribunal? It would be an absolutely terrible waste to get an Arbiter this early, but if he decides to go for carriers, I will applaud Venom. Because you know what? And this is so dumb to consider. I bet you honestly 2-base carrier is probably not too different than 2-base carrier in StarCraft 2, where it can work versus Terran players as long as you do it quickly and hide them enough. In fact, I think that would actually be not too bad of an idea to see sometime, because Terran anti-air is kind of lacking. Like even Goliaths, they hit hard, sure, but you need a lot of them to really focus fire down things like carriers. But Spider-Man's research for LuckyGnom. He's going to start taking that map control that Terran players do. They kind of slowly creep towards and outwards of the base. An Oracle has been made. Or sorry, not an Oracle. A Sentinel. I'm doing it again. The Sentinel, by the way, again, if you guys have never seen, it's the top half of like a Robo Bay. Or sorry, a Robo Facility. And the bottom half of a Sentry. It's a very Frankenstein-y unit, but very unique model. Looks pretty cool. And I think it's based around the Oracle. That's why you see the Oracle death animation when it dies. It's very cool to see. Very, very cool. I can't wait for the, was it Total Biscuits MLG show match series things where they're going to have teams play like STARBOW and stuff too. That'll be a lot of fun to see. Because right now, STARBOW is very much an amateurish league. And that's totally cool. Because it's new. It's kind of grassrootsy still, even though there's still like a lot of people who know about it. Can't wait to see the pros start getting more involved. The Axiom boys had a recent Team House Invitational. Or not Invitational, just like a sort of Team House STARBOW tournament. It was pretty fun to watch if you guys didn't see it. And Olivia did a great job of putting that together. Ollie Molly, as some of you may know her on the forums. But yeah, holds this attack off pretty well. Doesn't lose too much. Venom with almost no army supply behind this. Not in danger of losing the game outright, but doesn't have a follow-up, sadly. Fleet Beacon has completed, and he will be going for a carrier. Ooh. So again, I kind of give props to anyone who does cool tactics, and carrier is certainly one of those. However, I do fear it's too late in the game. There's already plenty of Goliaths out. There's plenty of Marines, and while Widowmines are not like, or sorry, Spider-Mines are not like Widowmines. They cannot shoot upwards. The Goliaths, they hit pretty quick. The Charon cannons, or no, wait, Hellfire missiles. The Charon boosters added to the missiles will give them another +3 range. Dealing with the carriers really shouldn't be too problematic. But if he's able to hide these for long enough, maybe he catches them off guard. Maybe LuckyGnom invests in more tanks and vultures than anything else, and if there's not enough Goliaths, then you focus fire down on them really quick with the interceptors. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Vultures being driven off from the main, though, at the meantime. And might... Sorry, I couldn't hear game sounds for some reason. That was weird. Venom being the one to lag out now. Oh dear. Okay, just a hiccup. Maybe his friend calling him on Skype again. Play. Oh yeah, there you go. Starbow guys talk about it in chat. They got an invitational coming up too. They put that post up on Reddit and Team Liquid if you guys haven't seen it. And it's got players like BCQD, TT1, Sasquatch, Crank, Impact, Young. That'll be pretty cool. You should absolutely make sure to tune into that when that goes live. Yeah, Starbow is unfortunately, I don't want to say a lack of content. There's plenty of tournaments that have been kind of cropping up for it. The problem with it is that there's a lot of people who are, what's the phrase here? Stubborn, I think. Where it's just like, oh, okay, I don't love Starbow from the get-go, so I don't want to watch it anymore. Oh, I guess he set off a Spider-Man down here with his Dragoon. So lag spiking a little bit. I hope Venom's okay with his connection. It's already hard enough to play when you're lagging normally, but if you're like getting spikes randomly and intermittently, it's even worse. Because at least like if you lag consistently, you can compensate for like the 2-second delay. But if it's like random, you're like, well, fuck this. I can't do anything. Resources lost though, definitely in the favor here of LuckyGnom. Carriers, I think, are going to be really cool, but he can't afford to lose his Dragoons. He's going to need every bit of his army in upcoming engagements. And as predicted earlier, we did have LuckyGnom invest in a lot more tanks and vultures than Goliaths initially, but now starting to get those Goliaths out. You really need a lot of Goliaths to one-shot a carrier. So it's not going to be that dangerous too soon. Ooh, vultures get right past those Dragoons, though. Right into the middle line is going to start picking off some workers. And, of course, we all know if vultures are left unattended for too long, they will kill every single probe if given the opportunity. Buck cleans this up with the Dragoons. Really important he doesn't let this get into the main. Again, the big thing about carriers is you kind of have to hide them. You don't want them revealed too soon. There is one out ready to play. Interceptors do a decent amount of damage, but again, just like regular StarCraft 2, I imagine not going to be the biggest deal if there's a ton of turrets and Goliaths, which LuckyGnom currently does have. But coming in for the fight. Dragoons on the front lines, going to take out some of these tanks. The carrier tries to get involved, perhaps a little too late. Goliaths are wasting their focus fire on the random interceptors instead of the carrier. This is actually working out pretty good here for Venom in the start, despite the fact he's lost most of his Dragoons. But with the interceptors going down, as well as the carrier being very exposed, this is looking all but over. Some follow-up Dragoons are going to walk into their own death, but this is looking to be about game, guys. Venom, again, admitted between series, he was like, yo, I'm kind of newbie-ish, what do I do? I want to learn more about Starbow, but unfortunately, this is not the way to do it. Here in the tournament scene, he's going to go out in the semifinals. But again, you guys got to keep in mind, this is a player who got here with, well, if he doesn't know what he's doing, he still got to the semifinals. You got to give him a bit of props for that. But the winner of this goes out to fight against BCQD, and that's really leaning in the favor of LuckyGnom right now. I mean, there's another carrier at home, there's some Dragoons out, but there's just really not that big of a threat on the field here from Venom. LuckyGnom's also comfortably mining off of 3 bases. His production is going to be superior for a long time. We got science vessels on the way. No EMPs yet available, but hey, it'll make the game even easier and quicker when those do get finished up. Tries to sneak on in, says nope. F that noise. Turns around immediately. Scanning like crazy is LuckyGnom to see what his opponent's doing and where he's doing it. In the main, no additional text really revealed. A robo coming down is not the biggest thing in the world, as anything that comes out of this is late at this point in all realisticness. Some of the best plays I've seen, guys, by the way. So I talked a little bit before about how a lot of Protoss players seem to get stuck on those tier 1 units, like, you know, relying too heavily on Dragoons and Zealots to win you a game. But one thing I've seen incorporated nicely with them is multiple warp prisms. Not so much for the warping mechanic, you will almost never see that used in Starbow, I imagine, but more so for the fact that you can, you know, carry 4 Zealots to the main, carry 4 Zealots to the natural. When is the last time you ever saw more than 1 warp prism get made in regular StarCraft 2? In Starbow, I've seen multiple players go as high as 4, so always cool options and available ready. Venom is not going to be afforded that opportunity, though, if that's his thought process. There's a hell of a lot of turrets coming down all over, a huge ring to ensure the fact that nothing gets through this line of defense. LuckyGnom is so heavily fortified, I don't know that he can break this. I mean, this is ridiculous. There's just not enough Dragoons in the world. There's not enough carriers on the field. And 6 more gateways are coming down, but Venom, man, I don't know. It's a very odd game to say the least. Well, over yonder, the Science Pistol has been garnering energy behind this. EMP is almost done researching. We got Stormin. Wow, has he been playing this whole game without Singularity Charge still? Jesus Christ, Venom! Oh man, I don't want to be that guy, and I'm not going to try to bully you for the standpoint of a caster, but what a fucking mistake! 20 minutes in, Dragoon fights aside, coming in from the behind here, going to try and take a fight. No Spider Mines will go off thanks to the usage of that carrier, but tanks are exposed in the back. Dragoon's going to try and get right up on top of these, but the tank spread is pretty good, and the Goliath coverage is even better. EMP is ready, locked, and loaded. He's expecting some sort of casters, but as we all know, that's not quite the case. Dragoons are trying to brute force their way forward, again, without that Singularity Charge, somewhat limited on their range. LuckyGnom could throw in a nerve jammer here that would have paid off a little bit better, I think. For those who don't know what a nerve jammer is, it's the ability that Science Pistols start with. It's a little area of effect about this big, and what it does is units standing it deal significantly less damage. I think it's like 75% or something. Yeah, 75%. It's kind of ridiculous. But vultures get into the natural while this is going on. There's one shuttle coming across the map, a warp prism with absolutely nothing in it, and no warp tech behind it. He's chronoing out warp tech, but I mean, at this point, Venom's just screwed, guys. This is the game. I mean, we can look down a lot in this game, but someone in the chat just said it correctly. Zoc59 says, Venom had the right idea with the flanks, though. That's absolutely correct. I mean, as far as a macro perspective, no, he played this pretty poorly. As far as a micro perspective, though, he had a pretty good handle on this game. Unfortunately, Singularity Charge, 10 Dark Templar coming in. There's a Science Vessel here. These aren't going to get a lot done. Some Manor SCVs being dropped too. This is looking to be about game here. EMP gets launched, because why the hell not? It's kind of cool. Let's look at that little missile projectile. But TVT Finals will be on the way, guys. BCQD versus LuckyGnom in the grand finals of the ESL STARBOW Tournament number 8 will be on the way in a moment's time. Whenever Venom decides to tap out of this game. But stubbornly still trying to stay and use all of his resources. 4 more Zealots coming out. You know, one thing, what can I say? GG comes to mind, but again, I don't want to be super BM here. I'm just having some fun. What? What is he talking about? How do you open a Stargate? Does he think you can warp tech in? I don't know. Anyways, game's cleared out here in full, and we'll be done here in a sec. He is starting 1-1-1. Venom is such a troll, but at least he's having fun on his way out, I guess. It's a little bit of a shame. We had the fusion core, the Yamato cannon get researched too. I really wanted battle cruisers to come out for you guys to see that they have blink now, which is really, really cool. There's actually a simulator to the north. He's still got to kill too. Is he spelling GG? Or was he trying to spell GG? Does he know that he needs one more grid space so they can put a G in? Or is it lol? I think he fucked up on the first G. I think he was trying to write GG. But I think he fucked up on it. Okay, well. Just sitting here. Palm in my face. No! What? Just kill him! There we go. Good game. Yeah, battlecruisers have blink. You guys heard me right. I wasn't kidding. Battlecruisers in Starbow have blink attached to them. They don't attack as fast, but they attack much harder to compensate.